Illinois State trying some pressure now. You got to do something. I think Crudwig calls down.
I think Crudwig did. So we'll step aside as well. Loyola in command at 2:45 to go. There's the coach, Porter Moser, there talking to his team. The guy in the blue suit right there, that is Drew Valentine. His younger brother, the well-known former Michigan State Spartan Denzel Valentine, is now in the NBA. And actually, Drew is an assistant coach for that 2015 Final Four team at Michigan State. Does a terrific job, but kind of on the extension of our story earlier on, we've had so many assistant coaches poached off his program, off his assistant coaching pile. At Loyola.
And again, Loyola cannot get the ball inbounds.
Another timeout.
Watch it.
Seems like a good time for a rally, Beard.
Yeah. Take a miracle to get back in this game.
Is it doing it?
Yeah. Roberts on the steal.
Hey,
Wow.
we have done our work.
You can stop now.
Yeah, I wish I could.
A rally out of nowhere, and they are back in it.
Arch Madness. State Farm, Missouri Valley Conference Championship. They've done a great job here. Rosen, who runs this thing, Jack Watkins as assistant. Missouri Valley Conference will be hosting in Kansas City next year one of the sites for the NCAA tournament and then the regionals, and the year after that. This is one of the best run tournaments in the entire country. Doug Elgin and his group do a great job. Oh, here's a little vice grip they've got on Crutwood. Gets out of it. Here comes Ingram. And he misses the jam. They had the careening Tinsley aiming at him, and it's a miss, and Tinsley's going to pick up his third foul.
Kevin, you saw in capsule right there what we've seen from Crutwig all day. He's double-teamed. It's tremendous pressure. He doesn't panic. He uses his pivot foot. He uses his body. And then when he finally sees the open guy, he has the strength to make a pass. Diagonal pass from right in front of the Illinois State bench out to half court. That was a very good play.
We saw Ben Richardson walk off the floor. He is now back on the bench, as you can see, but he's going to be sore tomorrow. He's going to be sore tomorrow.
But as you pointed out, he's got some time to recover before his team.
And they're going to need him.
Yes, they are.
They're going to need him.
But Kevin, this is an interesting team. If I saw these guys as my first-round matchup in the NCAA tournament, I might not be very pleased. You get a team that moves the ball like this, that can shoot the ball like this, they could really present some problems.
Evans with a shot which will sail out of bounds. And was it?
It was not. The official saying it was not tipped. Dan Mullen saying, hey, wasn't it tipped? But the answer to that question, as most of the other things for Dan Mullen today have been no. Dan Muller, excuse me.
There's so many interesting components to this game. Loyola has had, Dan, only one field goal in the last 8.5 minutes, yet their lead has always been safe because of their defense.
So we talked about with Illinois State, if you're going to catch up, you got to get stops. Their defense has gotten the stops, but they've not been able to convert it on the other end, and I think you have to give credit to that to the Loyola defense.
Satterwhite is in, Towns at the ball, Custer with it, Ingram on the side, and Crutwig is up high. When they set a screen, it would appear. Now try to roll in a double team. They've got Ingram outside. It's a Custer three, and it's picked up, an offensive rebound by Towns, and a big one at that.
This is a team, Loyola, that makes you defend the entire floor. Richardson's coming back in the game, Kevin.
How about, baby? He's over there squatting and grimacing as he does it. It'll be on the floor as a senior to celebrate the win, the championship, and a berth in the NCAAs. Ingram 3, no. And out of bounds, and it will be off of Loyola. Although John Higgins may go take a look at it. We've got 1:18 to go, and they may take a look at it. They are going to take a look at it. Illinois State's 4 free throw attempts this afternoon, matching their season low, which also came against Loyola.
I think when they look at it, they're going to give the ball to Loyola. I do not think Towns ever touched that ball. That one. That ought to be a pretty quick decision there. I think Towns got to, I think Tinsley got to it before Towns ever had an opportunity.
The Loyola coach Moser, who is in his 7th season with the Ramblers, was also, we began the broadcast by saying he was also the coach at one time for Illinois State back in the early 2000s. So he's seen both sides of this, certainly.
Now, one last look
touch.
here.
Good job by our
that's a great
terrific
shot.
crew. Mike Arnold, our director, and Kenny Mack, our producer, and our wonderful group of cameramen.
Now, of course, the rule is unless you see what you consider to be indisputable video evidence, then the call stays as it was made on the court. And so even though we over here think that's pretty clear cut, the two gentlemen over there, John Higgins and Kelly Self, are the ones who are going to decide, and they've agreed with us for once.
Well, this crew is terrific. They come in with the litany of Final Fours and regional finals officiated. And the Missouri Valley felt fortunate to get this group. But this is one of the top conference tournaments. We mentioned as we came on the air, this is the 8th ranked conference out of the 32 in college basketball.
And this is one of the oldest conferences.
Yes, it is.
Too. This is a conference with tremendous tradition.
Great history. In fact, the first African-American coach in Division I was at Illinois State, Will Robinson. Here's a shot outside by Towns. Will Robinson coached Doug Collins, who became the player of the year in college basketball, the #1 overall pick in the pros. Doug averaged 32 a game, played on that Olympic team in '72. But Will Robinson, who was a decorated high school coach in Detroit, was hired in Normal, Illinois. Illinois State inside Fane. Got it. Phil Fane's got 12. They had 26 last night in the win over Southern Illinois. Loyola of Chicago is going dancing.
Got a sign up in the stands that says party like it's 1985.
Last time they went to the NCAA tournament.
There you go. And they're about to do it.
You can see some of the players on that ball club 33 years ago. And I bet no one is more happy than those guys right there that this team will move on.
Well, Porter Moser was telling us the other day that the excitement around his Loyola program is so great that the other day they were talking about what tickets were going to cost to various sporting events in Chicago, and there was the Bulls, there was the Bruins, there was Northwestern, and the Scalpers were getting the most for tickets
Isn't that
to
something?
the Loyola game.
Well, they bring in Carson Shanks, who is a graduate transfer from North Dakota. They bring in Christian Negron, who is on this team. He's a freshman from Elgin, Illinois. In fact, he'll take a shot and make it. He just came off the bench from Larkin High School, a freshman from Elgin, Illinois. He is in and seeing time here. Have fun for these kids as they clean the bench with a nice rebound hauled in by Satterwhite. The final seconds for the first time in 33 years. Loyola is going to the NCAA tournament. The senior Donte Ingram put in 18 points for Loyola. Krutwig had 11. The freshman was terrific all game long. Heartbreak again for Illinois State. They were in the final last year against Wichita State and lost. And even with 28 wins, they still did not get a bid. Porter Moser leading his team to the NCAA tournament. Our third ticket has been punched, Dan. Our third team is in the NCAAs. And Loyola is it. For Dan Bonner and John Schriffen, Kevin Harlan saying so long from St. Louis. Coming up next, the Big Ten Championship, Michigan and Purdue. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports. We'll take a break, then take you to Greg Gumbel in New York with Inside College Basketball, presented by Progressive Insurance.
I have to tell you something incredible. Capital One has partnered with Hotels.com to give venture cardholders 10 miles on every dollar they spend at thousands of hotels. All you have to do is pay with this at Hotels.com/venture.
10 miles per dollar? That is incredible. I have the chills.
Because you're so excited.
Because ice is cold. And because of all those miles.
Obviously. What's in your wallet?
I'm not sure. What's in your wallet?
Introducing the new Infiniti QX80. Infiniti, empower the drive.
Got your package.
You can just leave it. Thanks.
Hello? Can I help you? Hello? Hello?
Congratulations to the Ramblers of Loyola University of Chicago. They beat Illinois State 65-49 to win the Missouri Valley Conference Tournament Championship and claim its automatic bid to the NCAA Tournament. Hello, everyone. I'm Greg Gumbel. Welcome to Inside College Basketball, presented by Progressive Insurance. I'm joined by Clark Kellogg and Seth Davis. I know you guys think highly of this Loyola team.
I really do. I mean, I saw them beat Florida earlier in the season at Florida. This team passes the ball extremely well. Everybody can make shots, and they defend it at a really high level today to get this win.
They won the league by 4 games. They don't have a single player ranked in the top 10 of the league in scoring. A great team is going to be a tough out in the tournament.
Now let's take you back out to St. Louis, where our John Schriffen is standing by with the Missouri Valley Conference champs.
Well, Greg, thank you so much. Coach, first, congratulations. A lot of these guys weren't even born the last time Loyola made it to the tournament. Describe this feeling right now.
Well, first of all, I want to give all the grace and glory to God. It's been so good to me, keeping the faith. He's had a plan, and I first want to say that. Second of all, I'm blessed to coach great kids. I think doing this the right way with great kids, you look at the enthusiasm of Loyola University. When I took this job, I said, I'm a Catholic kid from Chicago. How cool would this be to get Loyola to the NCAA tournament? And now here we are. So it's a blessing, and I'm blessed to have really, really good guys and really good players.
Talk to me about the game plan. I noticed you kept telling your team to keep pushing the pace, keep pushing the pace. How much was that due to the fact that Illinois State played an overtime game last night?
Well, we've been trying to really get stronger the second half. We call it body blows. Just keep pushing it. And our guys were confident. I mean, just pushing the pace, getting it, play with space and pace. And, our guys, I really believe they're in great condition. And I'm just happy. They believe. They've talked about it the whole year. Even through all the accolades they got, they were still chasing. We've had this theme of no finish line. And I can't tell you what it means to me to see them. I told them, when I was a player at Clayton, we were up there. And I said, it'll connect you the rest of your life. This will connect you the rest of your life. And I'm just so happy for them that they're experiencing this right now, because that is an unbelievable feeling what they're experiencing right now.
I want to bring in your player of the game, Donte Ingram. Donte, come on in here. Congratulations, 18 points, 8 rebounds. There's a lot of people who may be watching Loyola on national TV for the first time. You're now in the NCAA tournament. What is it about this team that makes you guys so dangerous?
Man, I think we're special because everybody bought in from day one. You know, we've been close, we've been connected, and we've had laser-like focus all year. That's why we've been so successful.
All these games in this tournament were so close, yet this was a blowout. How did you keep the foot on the pedal the whole game?
I mean, that's how it is in tournament settings. Teams like you and I, they never stop playing. We beat them twice. It's hard to beat a team 3 times. So, you know, this coming out, we want to stay focused. Bradley, the same thing. We got to play a full 40-minute game. That's what we did. So tonight, we want to leave it all out there. That's what we came out to win.
Congratulations. Good luck in the big dance.
Thank you. Thank you.
Greg, back to you.
John Sherman, thank you very much. You know, this is one of those teams, and I've listened to you guys talk about the Ramblers of Loyola. They're the typical dangerous team that you don't want to meet in the tournament.
Well, I'm just thrilled to see. These are the stories that we get so excited about when you see a team hasn't been in the tournament for over 3 decades, and this group has come together, collected, focused, without any hidden agendas, celebrating this memory that'll last for them for a lifetime, and then having an opportunity to relax and enjoy seeing where they're going to go. But you're right. They've really improved defensively. They've got a balanced, highly efficient offensive attack because they space the floor, they share the ball. And, folks, if you haven't seen Cameron Crutwig, a freshman big guy, plays low to the ground but has tremendous savvy in what he does in the paint as a scorer and as a passer.
By the way, I'm also thinking about all those newspaper editors and TV producers who are going to be queuing up stories on the 1963 Loyola team. So, you know, I'm a basketball historian. I love the history lesson. This is a team that won 27 games a season. Winning is a habit. I think they're going to end up probably maybe on the 12 line, could be an 11 seed and a very dangerous one. They got 9 guys who play. Illinois State only shot 4 free throws today. And how about 15 assists on 22 made field goals? They share the basketball. They really do. They guard. The young man said, Ingram said, they buy in. They're going to be a tough out.
Yeah, you have to respect a team that no matter who they're playing, took the court 32 times. They won 28 of those, and they knocked off
Nothing like W's, Greg. Nothing like W's.
65-49. Purdue getting ready for its matchup with Michigan in the Big Ten Championship. Our Tracy Wolfson caught up with the head coach of the Boilermakers, Matt Painter, a short while ago.
Coach, you're trying to beat a Michigan team for the 3rd time this season. They're a different team, though, coming into this tournament. So what have you seen from them that you think is your biggest challenge?
I think our challenge to start with is rebounding. You know, they shoot a lot of threes. They drive the ball. Very versatile team, so they can get you in transition. They can get you in the half court. But we're going to have to do a good job of rebounding the basketball. Even though they're not a great offensive rebounding team, they're very opportunistic. You know, they know when to push the basketball. They know when to run offense. So I think really making it hard for them, making them hit tough shots late in the shot clock, but then being able to rebound the ball is going to be so important.
Vincent Edwards has struggled with that ankle. We saw it again last game. How is he health-wise coming into this one?
Oh, he's okay. You know, obviously you go through some things, and, you know, getting him back for that last game I think really helped. He had a huge game against Rutgers. He made a couple of really good plays late in the game. The other day made a couple of really nice passes. He really didn't get into the flow offensively, but he's fine. We expect a big game from him today.
And your seniors, they're the winningest senior class in school history. For them to be able to add a championship to that resume, what would that mean?
Oh, that'd be great. These guys have worked really hard. They've done it the right way. Very unselfish group. And so being able to win a tournament championships, you know, it's kind of a springboard. They've played really well this year, and we're looking forward to playing the NCAA tournament.
Thanks for the time. Good luck.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Tracy. So a short while ago, we heard Porter Moser, the head coach of Loyola, talking about how difficult it is to beat a team 3 times in one season. Purdue has won the first 2 meetings against Michigan.
Yeah, and Purdue has an advantage inside, but they're facing a Michigan team that has really turned it up defensively. Their activity, their length, their connectedness, they're getting deflections, which leads to opportunities in the open court. That, to me, is going to be the thing to watch. How does Purdue attack an improved Michigan team at the defensive end?
And those 2 wins came by a combined 5 points, so it's not like they've dominated Michigan this season. I think, you know, Matt Painter talked about the rebounding factor. We know that Purdue's a big team, but they have been very vulnerable on the defensive glass because they're not particularly quick. So they need to get Isaac Haas playing in ball screens, get him playing in space and take advantage. But if you're Purdue, you know you have a guy who can go get buckets, and that's that young man right there, Carson Edwards, lit up Penn State for 27 points. And, you know, he's the one guy who at the end of a shot clock situation can go get his own. You can make a case for Carson Edwards as Big Ten Player of the Year. He'll be the most important player for Purdue in this game because, like I say, Michigan State is a little bit small, a little bit quicker. I think it's going to be an up-tempo type of the game. Which
you mean
Michigan
right Wolverine?
Yes, yes.
Right, not Michigan State Spartans.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Let's quickly get caught up on highlights. Big South Tournament Championship, Liberty taking on Radford for the automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. Rick Watson, Mike Ashley on the call.
To move with 4. 2 seconds. Jones, 3 for the win. Got it! He got it! Radford wins it at the buzzer! And the Highlanders go dancing for the 3rd time in school history. Unbelievable!
Down the nets. Is there a better feeling in the world for a head coach?
Can't imagine one.
55-52. So Radford with the Big South Championship and its automatic bid. And who do they join? They join Ohio Valley Conference champ Murray State and the Loyola Ramblers. And gosh, still a week away from the selection show. It's got to be good to know you're going already.
Exactly. You've got that base covered. You can sit back, relax, and enjoy the fact that you know you're headed to more basketball in just a couple of weeks.
And I think fans understand that when you get to that 11 seed, 12 seed, 13 seed, those teams can win. One game, a couple of games, they're going to be very dangerous. And all 3 of those teams who are now in have won a lot of games this season. They were not flukes. So it's going to be a really dangerous seed line, I think, when the bracket comes out.
All right, let's talk about the Atlantic Sun Championship. Florida Gulf Coast taking on Lipscomb, which is looking for its first ever NCAA tournament berth, Seth.
Well, I'll tell you what, the Eagles of Florida Gulf Coast coming in as the #1 seed, getting run out of the gym right now. How about Aaron Korn going to drain the 3-pointer for Lipscomb? A lot of buckets for Lipscomb, and they have not let up here. We are early in the second half, and Lipscomb is absolutely on cruise control. Been watching Florida Gulf Coast all season long, thinking maybe they could be one of those teams that could win a game of the tournament. Doesn't look like they're going to get that chance.
Well, Lipscomb is certainly capable because I saw them earlier. This team, much like Loyola, they share the ball. They've got multiple scores, and they space you. They're hard to guard, and they jumped on Florida Gulf Coast. That game is being played at Florida Gulf Coast on its home floor, and they have not let up at all, pedal to the metal, and it's going to be hard for the Eagles to get back in this one, no doubt. I think Lipscomb's on their way to the
interesting.
tournament.
It's interesting when we get around to this time of year that every once in a while up pops a team on the radar that you guys know about it, but not everybody does.
That's right. That's part of the magic of March Madness. You start to discover some of those hidden gems, and Lipscomb certainly fits into that category.
No, that's part of being a stat rat. That's what earlier here on
Bracketologist.
CBS, American Athletic Conference. Number 10, Cincinnati, 11th ranked Wichita State with the regular season title.
What a game this was. Jacob Evans, Hoopenharm early lead for the Bearcats. And Shaq Morris. No, it wasn't actually him. That was Jaron Cumberland who gave the Wichita State Shockers a bucket. Connor Frankamp nails that 1-point deficit. Trying to win it there. Shot up and blocked by the backboard, and the Bearcats claim the American Conference Championship.
Look at that, Mark. 27-4 on the season for the Cincinnati Bearcats. They win it by 62-61 after the game. Steve Lapis caught up with the winning coach of the Bearcats, Mick Cronin.
Coach, we talked before the game. You lost to them the first time around, but we both agreed that I think the team that loses amongst 2 great teams has a little bit of an edge. What was the difference today?
Well, technically, we made a lot of adjustments to our defense that our kids did a great job of. Look, I told you this before the game now, they can win the whole thing. I mean, they got NBA players. They got an elite coach. Obviously, a home court advantage, second to none here. But, you know, our kids, pretty resilient.
And this was the kind of game where you come against a team that plays so good offensively. What were your main concerns about them coming into the game in terms of things you tweaked?
Well, you can't give up layups. You know, and Morris, that kid is so good. I don't know who he was coming out. What Greg has done with him and the player, I mean, he's a monster down low. You know, if you don't maybe triple team him, he's going to score. He was scoring on our double teams. So in transition, they're devastating. You know, Shamit's an elite point guard. So it's just, they got a great basketball team.
We're a long way off from this. A lot's got to happen in between. But what about another matchup maybe next week?
Well, I just told him, you know, we might be doing this again. You know, obviously we're going to both have to win some games. But I think it makes you better. You know, we're both got aspirations in March, so I like that we've played them twice late in the year because it forces you to get better as a basketball team because they're really good.
Thanks, Coach. Congratulations and good luck.
Thanks, Steve.
Yeah, the aspirations in March is what it's all about. But this is the time of the year where you can't help but ask the question, how good are they? How good are these Bearcats?
Well, I think both of these teams are capable of getting to a Final Four, especially in a year like this where there's no dominant team. Sometimes I wonder about Cincinnati's ability to score in high numbers at a fast pace, but defense, rebounding, toughness, those things travel. I thought Wichita State had a lot of good looks in terms of their shooting tonight. This afternoon, they were 6 for 23. Because I think that Cincinnati's defense got in their heads. They were just kind of uncomfortable, off rhythm, didn't shoot it well on their own home court, and still almost won.
Well, that's part of being effective defensively. You don't necessarily have to stop or block shots. Sometimes you just have to make people just a tad uncomfortable, make them rush just a little bit, and that throws them off enough. But I agree with you. Cincinnati's ability to defend and make it hard for the opposing team and the way they can bang the glass. But I think they're better offensively, too, because Evans can go get it, Cumberland can go get some shots, and Broome is capable off the dribble as well. So these two are certainly capable of extended runs in the tournament.
All right, we have the Big Ten Championship on the horizon coming up shortly here on CBS. Meanwhile, one of the great views of college basketball this time of year, they're celebrating the trophy in St. Louis, the Loyola Ramblers, going to the NCAA.